Hey everybody, and welcome to Not That Kind of Channel. My name is Peter, and in today's video I will continue with some maintenance work on our Land Rover Discovery 4. What I didn't this year was I did not replace the fuel filter, or in my case the diesel filter, because I had no time for this. I had to do some work on our daily driver on the Range Rover Evoque. And now I'm able to do this, and I will show you how you do this. Why you should do this. Over time, in the diesel or in the fuel, there's some particles and maybe dirt or everything else. And this will cause the fuel filter that it can't filter the diesel or the fuel or the petrol, whatever you have, not that good as it should. And if that happens, there could be, or it could be possible that you get some dirt in your injectors, or in the worst case in your engine, and it could damage both of them. So Land Rover says you should replace this every 12 months or 48,000 kilometers, I think it was in the manual. Yeah, and that's the reason why I'm doing this today, because I got my diesel filter in since about 16 or 18 months. And so yeah, it's time to change this one. I am using the man filter. I think I bought this on Amazon. It's not that cheap. It will cost you about 70 or 80 euros, I think. I hope I can link you this in the description below so you can find it there. I have to say I did some preparations, as you can see. I lifted the car up as high as possible, get some jacks under there, and get a container to catch up some fuel if it runs out. Okay, so now I would say let's go and replace the fuel filter. The fuel filter should be placed on the passenger side. I think down here, and oh yeah, you can see my rock sliders are very rusty, and I think the underbody too. But first I have to get, I get the protection here off, and so we can access to the fuel filter. There are some 10 millimeter bolts which we have to remove, and then we should have access to the fuel filter, or to the heating shield of the fuel filter. After removing all the screws, I get, okay, more. Get a long one. Okay. Okay, yeah, I can see the heat shield. At the moment, I think you can't see it, but I will change the camera and the heat shield is over there. And now I will remove these 3 bolts, and then we should have access to the diesel filter, because it's behind this one. So then the 3rd screw, and now we should be able to get the weight of it. Yes, and there it is. So you can see there is the diesel filter. Okay, it's a little bit dirty. Okay. I will replace the camera so you can see this much better than now. The next step we have to do is we have to remove this connector here, sensor. So yeah, it's out. With an anti-clockwise turn, we should be able to remove the fuel filter. I got some container under here, so to collect fuel if it comes out. Yep. So, just give me a second. Okay. There's not much space in here, so you have to wiggle it out, I think. But yeah, I got it. So, and I put it in my container. So this is the old one, and now we'll have to remove the sensor and the drain plug here, and for that we have to remove it anti-clockwise. And be careful, there are 2 O-rings in it, and these O-rings, those 2 have to be replaced. With the man filter you get this new O-ring, I think. Yes. So this filter was from Mile. Yeah. So, and here are the new O-rings, you can see that. There is one is in the drain plug, so this one is the old one. Let's clean it out. And there's a small one, I hope you can see this. is here on the sensor. Let's get them off and get the new one on. So get the small one on. Okay. And the new one. And then we have to remove this one, the lamp filter. Then place the drain plug here and then get this back on. There's a mark where the drain plug has to be where it should stay out. So this is here. So you can see there's drain and yeah. It's even enough if you tighten the screw with your hand. So okay, and that is how we prepare the diesel filter for getting in or for reinstall. Yeah, and you can see on this filter there's some errors, and here's you see you place it under like this, and then turn it in this direction. So there's an error is placed here. I hope you can see this one. And this is where the lock sign should stay when you put the filter back in. So let me get the filter back in, and then I can show you how you should do this. I think this is the hardest part when you're doing this. To get this back in. Okay. So the drain stays in the correct direction. So, and now you can see the arrow on top and the arrow bottom here are aligned. And now we should get it back in. So after pushing the filter in, there you can see, I hope you can see it, there's the arrow with the unlock sign, above here is the other arrow, and now we will turn it until we'll come to our locked sign, and when we are there, then the filter is in the correct place. Yep. It's here. So, and then we get our cable, our connector, and we connect it back on. Then it should be working out. So, get the connector back on. Okay, it's connected. The filter is still in place. Drain is here, as you can see. Yeah. And now, I think it's installed. First, we will get our heat sheet back on. So, put everything back together. So, and after that, now we'll get our body protection back on. What I will do next is I will fill up the diesel filter or bleed the system. And for that, I will only turn on the ignition, wait until I heard there's some high noisy sound, which you can hear there. And after that, I will start the engine and see what happens. So, as I said before, I now turn the ignition on. Don't start the engine, please. Don't do this. Only turn the ignition on. I hope you heard that sound. This is the fuel pump getting the fuel in. So I do this once again. Turn the ignition off and then turn it back on. So now there's no sound anymore, and now I'm trying to start up the engine and see what happens. So after checking the underbody, if there is some diesel coming out, I could happily say there's no diesel. Yeah, and this was it from my side, and how you can change the diesel filter on your own on your Land Rover Discovery 4. I think it's real easy maintenance work, so it's not hard to do. You need about half an hour and the job is done. The filter I will link you in the description below. And if you want to see more from that kind of content, it would be really great if you subscribe. And if you like the video, please give me some thumbs. And if you really liked it, it would be great if you give me some super thanks. So guys, have a nice day and see you soon. Bye.